Hello, how are you? Welcome to another edition of Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. I'm your host, Rick Arsenal, live and direct from the Frank Beck Studio Annex. Time Out Overtime on the Time Out Overtime YouTube channel. Pardon me, first things first, if you haven't done so yet, get down there in the corner, would you please, and smash that like and subscribe button and tell your friends. As you can see, we've been stuck on 95 subscribers for a while. I'd like to get to 100. You might say that's my goal, but with your help, I think we can make that. So, anyway, thank you so much for watching and listening. I have no script today, so what I have to say will pretty much be ad libbed and off the cuff. We'll discuss the Tigers and the trade deadline and the game that was played at Bristol Speedway, the Speedway Classic, if you will, that turned out to be a bit of a farce. But and a little bit about the Lions news, what Dan Campbell has said the last couple of days. So here we go. If you're planning on hitting the road this summer, make sure you make your first stop Frank Beck Chevrolet. You get in there and let Beck Service Pros make sure your vehicle is ready for any trip. Best can check all the belts, hoses, electrical connections to make sure there are no surprises waiting. Let them check the brakes and the tires, especially the cooling and air conditioning units. Have them top off all the fluids. And again, like I said, check the tires, and there you go. You're ready to go. So whether your vacation plans are near or far around this great state or country of ours, make sure your vehicle can make the trip. Call the service department at 517-849-2886, pardon me, to make your appointment, or stop by Frank Beck Chevrolet at M99 between Hillsdale and Jonesville, and follow them on the web at frankbeckchevy.com. Come and experience the Frank Beck Chevrolet difference. That's great advice. Chevrolet together, let's drive. Chevy Drive, Southern Michigan. And of course, Frank Beck Chevrolet is indeed the number one selling Chevrolet dealer in our tri-state area. Also brought to you in part by Barrett Insurance on the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville, 517-849-1000. BarrettINS.com. Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. On the corner of M99 and US 12 in downtown Jonesville. I have been in that neighborhood lately, but I'm told there's a lot going on down there right now as far as reconfigurations go. We'll see how that works out. 517-849-1000, BarrettINS.com, Barrett Insurance, protecting your dreams. As you saw in the headline, I'd say so far so good for the new guys. So out of the rotation are Reese Olson and Kyler Montero, and in veterans Chris Paddock and Charlie Morton. They've each made one start, and they both look very good. I'm very impressed with the way Charlie Morton pitched last night. If he does that the rest of the summer, they'll be fine. I noticed in the CBS rankings that came out today, power rankings, the Tigers were ranked 6th. The only American League team that had ahead of them were the Blue Jays. They had them ranked 4th. Well, I don't know about that. Maybe that's based on the fact that the Blue Jays came in here a couple of weeks ago and took 3 out of 4 from the Tigers. But since then, I think, let's see, they lost 3 out of 4 to the Orioles and 2 out of 3 to the Royals. 2 teams with losing records. I think the Orioles might be a 500. I think the Royals might be a 500 team right now. But anyway, since they took 3 out of 4 from the Tigers, the Blue Jays are 2 and 6, 2 and 7. Yeah, they're 2 and 7 since they took 3 out of 4 from the Tigers. So because they lost the last game of the Tiger series, lost 3 out of 4 to Baltimore, and lost 2 out of 3 to the Royals. Oh, yeah, that's 4, 7. Yeah, okay. Anyway, they have not looked all that impressive since taking 3 out of 4. But anyway, the power rankings have them ranked 4th and the Tigers 6th, with Philly in between them. And of course, Philly's only there because they just took 2 out of 3 from the Tigers. These power rankings change on a weekly basis. The Milwaukee Brewers, a very low payroll team, are ranked number 1 right now. They've got the best record in baseball. They've been playing well. Riley Green, the Tigers need him to pick it up at the plate. He and Spencer Torkelson both need to pick it up at the plate. To his credit, Riley Green hasn't let his inefficiencies with the bat affect his defense. He made a couple of spectacular plays over the weekend, especially in the game last night. I don't see how he caught the ball. He's a lot quicker than he looks. Let's just say that. But he needs to pick it up with a bat. And I don't remember the last time Torkelson hit a home run. This team will go as far as those two take them. Let's put it that way, in the playoffs. Now, let's look at the schedule here the next couple of weeks. You're home now, beginning tonight for 3 with the Twins. The Twins are just a shell of what they were before the trade deadline. And really the only decent player they have left on it, the name player, you would say that they have left on the team right now, is Byron Buxton, and he's on the injured list. This will be a fairly well depleted Minnesota Twin team that you see come to Comerica tonight. In fact, I don't know who's starting for them tonight. I think it's a bullpen game for them. And let's hope Casey Mize, last 3 starts haven't been very good. He's got to pitch better tonight than he has been. You should sweep this Twin team coming in here right now. And over the next 13 games, you got 3 with the Twins, 3 with the Angels. Then you go on the road for 3 with the White Sox and 4 more with the Twins. So the next 13 games you're playing the Twins, Angels, and White Sox. No reason why you can't go 10-3 in those 13 games. If they did, they'd come out of that, 75 and 51. It'd be 24 games over. As far as National League teams go, the Tigers this season have 3 games left with the National League, and they're all with the East. They've got the Mets at Comerica for a series starting on Labor Day. A couple of weeks after that, they'll be in Miami for 3 games with the Marlins. And then the week after that, the Braves come to Comerica for 3 games. So they've got 9 games left with National League teams. And they're all out of the East. Mets, Marlins, and Braves. So where has this season gone? Where has this summer gone? It just hit me today. Today is the 4th, August 4th. That means Wednesday is the 6th. 3 weeks from Wednesday, that would be the 27th, is the first day of class at Hillsdale College. Football and volleyball will be back next week already, I believe. So the summer's flown by, and the way it's gone, for the most part, I'm glad of that. However, you can't complain about the last few days. The weekend was absolutely beautiful, and today isn't that bad either. I guess the humidity is supposed to creep in a little later on this week, but no. It looks right now on the surface anyway that Scott Harrison, I know it's early, but you'd have to say what we've seen so far from the 2 starters, Chris Paddack and Charlie Morton, pretty good. Obviously, I think Paddack will be starting again, if not tomorrow night, Wednesday afternoon against his old team, the Twins, and then Charlie Morton's next start will be Saturday against the Angels. They brought in Kyle Finnegan Saturday night to get a 4-out save. He retired all 4 batters he faced. That's good. So, and I suppose that the good thing about it is to get these 2 pitchers and 1 relief guy. Harris gave up virtually nothing. He certainly didn't give up any top prospects. Come to find out, too, David Bednar, who ended up with the Yankees, crapped his pants his first appearance last Friday night. So did Bird, the other guy they got from Colorado. It hasn't worked out for the Yankees so far. They just got swept for the first time ever. They got swept by the Marlins. You know, the Yankees are in danger, folks, of not making the playoffs, and they're in Texas now for a very crucial series with the Rangers. You know, Rangers are just a couple of games behind, 2 or 3 games behind the Yankees for a wild card spot right now. This is a very, I know it's early yet, but this is keep your eye on this series the next 3 days in Arlington between the Yankees and Rangers. Battle for an American League wild card. If the Yankees, boy, if they get swept or lose 2 out of 3 in this series, I'll tell you right now, it's a given. Everything that they did at the trade deadline, if they don't make the playoffs, Aaron Boone is done in New York. You can take that to the bank. Also, as far as the Speedway Classic, did you enjoy that Saturday night on Fox? Watching Burkhart and the other 3 guys, A-Rod and Big Papi and Jeter talk for 3 hours. Apparently, they sold more than 91,000 tickets, and they did play a suspended game yesterday. But apparently, Bristol Speedway in Bristol, Tennessee, folks, when they have a race, hang on a second. Keep in mind, when they have a race at Bristol Speedway, people are welcome to bring their own food and drink in with them. It's always been that way. They bring their own concessions in with them. Major League Baseball didn't allow that. One reporter said he waited 90 minutes in line just for a cup of coffee. They ran out of hot dogs, but before that, they were serving hot dogs without buns. It was a mess. It was a farce. I don't know who to blame for this, but whose idea was it to do this anyway? To turn a racetrack into a Major League Baseball field. I'd have to say it was a complete failure. No. One more thing, too, before we get out of baseball. I know it's 16 months away yet. 16 months away. And kudos to the National Hockey League. Kudos to them because their collective bargaining agreement, they've already reached an agreement on a new deal. Gary Bettman and the Players Union. Their contract wasn't going to expire until next year. Baseball will never do that. Their current collective bargaining agreement goes through next year, 2026. So 16 months from now, what are we looking at? November. After the World Series next year, which is, let's say, about November the 1st, through December the 1st of 2026 at 12:01 a.m. on December the 1st of 2026. I'm getting you ready for this now because I'm telling you, it's going to happen. You heard this from me. It's going to happen. There will be another lockout like there was in 2021. That went from December the 1st of 2021 to March the 10th of 2022. This one's going to go a lot longer, much longer. You may not see any baseball in 2027. I'll tell you that right now. Major sticking point, major point of content. Rob Manfred, the commissioner, works for the owners. He and Bryce Harper already got into a profanity-laced tirade argument about this a couple of weeks ago. The owners, Major League Baseball owners, said enough is enough. We're going to implement a salary cap. We're the only major sport that does not have a salary cap. We're going to do one now. Enough of this bigger markets with all the money having a competitive edge. No, this is not a monopoly game. We want to even the field. We want parity. There will be a salary cap in baseball in the next collective bargaining agreement by hook or by crook. Both sides are already dug in. Both sides are already dug in on this thing. That's the major sticking point. In the case of Tarik Skubal, if he's with the Tigers next year for the entire season and they don't trade him at the trade deadline, when the season is over next year, he becomes a free agent. Teams will have 30 days from November the 1st to December the 1st to get a deal done with him and his agent, Scott Boras. There's a 30-day window to sign him, because after that, at 12:01 a.m. on December the 1st of 2026, the lockout starts. You don't know what a lockout is. Any man on the 40-man roster does not affect minor league players. Any man on the 40-man roster cannot have any correspondence with any executives on the team, any coaches, manager. They cannot use team facilities to work out at, whether it be up here or in Lakeland. They can have absolutely nothing to do with the team. Okay, not only that, there will be no trades, no free agent signings. I mean a complete lockout. Nothing. It's going to go on. It's going to get ugly. And that's why I'm predicting there won't be any baseball in 2027. I'm not a sooth. I don't have a crystal ball. That's just my feeling. That's how I feel about it. So a heads up to any team that thinks they're going to sign Tarik Skubal. You got 30 days to get a deal done. You remember when the Tigers signed Javier Baez? There were just a few days before the lockdown started. Yeah, or lockout, rather. I'm telling you right now, I'm just getting you ready. There will be no baseball in 2027. And, they just did the mayor of Chicago. Just announced this morning, Wrigley Field, and congratulations to them. Wrigley Field, guess what? They're getting the 2027 All-Star game in Wrigley Field. Oh, that's great news. It's coming to Wrigleyville. Oh, congratulations to Chicago. Big economic boom for everybody in Wrigleyville. Just one problem. Well, there won't be playing any baseball in 2027. They might have to make that 2028 that they play an All-Star game at Wrigley, because there won't be any baseball. You think I'm exaggerating? You think I'm kidding? I'm serious, folks. No baseball in 2027. How much money is enough in any major sport right now? How much money is enough, folks? I know next year, if you want to watch Sunday Night Baseball, you'll have to pay for it on one of these streaming services. This is the last season for ESPN and Sunday Night Baseball. Now, ESPN has announced, or I should say Disney, which owns ESPN, has announced they will be purchasing the MLB network. I'm sorry. Scratch that. Not the MLB network. ESPN and Disney are purchasing the NFL network. I stand corrected. The NFL network and Red Zone is what ESPN and Disney are purchasing. What I hear, $2.5 million? Not million, billion, $2.5 billion for that. Like, ask yourself, how much money is enough? 200, 300, 400 million. Who's going to spend that much money in a lifetime? And what are you spending it on? Really? How much money is enough? It's just, it's getting pretty sickening. And then you see, and you notice every contract that everybody signs, especially if it's the NBA or the NFL, it's always the biggest one ever, biggest one yet. And the Lions are about to negotiate with Aiden Hutchinson on a new contract, which is set to pay him upwards of $40 million a year for 4 years, 5 years, $250 million contract, $250 million for Aiden Hutchinson. They'd be happy for him. You see, this is just, it's not good, folks. It ain't good. I hate to go rant and rave on about this, but boy, you heard it from me first. There will be no baseball season in 2027. There'll be a summer without baseball. And again, who's going to get hurt? The states of Florida and Arizona, whose tourism revenue depends a lot on those 6 weeks from the middle of February to the end of March. Those are the people. The people the people that work at the ballparks on a part-time basis, whether you're retired or still working yet, to try to supplement their income. Those are the people who are going to get hurt. I was living in LA in 1980. I was living in Los Angeles when the actors went on strike out there for 90 days. They all had big bank accounts, money in the bank. So the fact that they weren't working for 3 months didn't affect them. It was the people behind the cameras that got affected, that lived from paycheck to paycheck because the cost of living is so high out there. Those are the ones that suffered through those 90 days. You think the big name actors cared about them? No, they didn't care anything about them. The same way with Major League Baseball and any major sport. So kudos to the National Hockey League and Gary Bettman and their players union. They got a new deal done a whole year before they expired. We'll talk about this more in the months ahead. Like I said, we're 16 months away from that yet. But when this does happen, you heard it here first. I'll tell you right now, there ain't going to be any baseball in 2027. If there is, it would be like it was COVID year, what they played, 60 games. The Dodgers won the whole thing that year, and that was a bit of a farce, wasn't it? They had to have spring training up here. How'd that work out? Anyway, a few words about the Lions, but first, Tim Lindley, Quality PC, downtown Hillsdale. 517-610-5372, Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale at 37 Walter Street, directly across the street from Fat Jack's Automotive. Get in there and see them for any technical service at all, anything. This is the only place to go. Anything at all. Computers, of course, new or used, a flat screen TV, mounting, programming setup. Maybe you're changing internet providers, you need that installed. Pardon me. Printers, new or used, anything at all. Please get in there and see them. There's no other place in our area to go for tech service except Quality PC in downtown Hillsdale. 517-610-5372. Hang on here. Boy. Tickling in the throat for sure. 37 Walton Street, downtown Hillsdale. Get in there and see them. Tim and the guys, more than capable of resolving any technical issue you have at all. Take it from me. When you get in there, tell me, Megan Central, will you please? Thank you very much. Lions. I know the second half especially did not look very pretty the other night. Before you pass judgment too on Hendon Hooker, Dan Campbell has already said he will start Friday night at 7 o'clock on the Lions in-state network in Atlanta. It's not really fair to pass judgment on him when he's working with third and fourth stringers. I don't think it is. Who played well? I thought the two of the Lion rookies, one on defense, one on offense. I think Isaac Tesla looked very well. On defense, I think Ahmed Hassanin played very well. The edge slash linebacker out of Boise State. Dominic Lovett, another rookie wide receiver. Had a little trouble hanging on to the ball, but he sure got good speed. He shows good potential. I wouldn't quit on him yet either. But if he and Tesla make the team, the majority of playing time, I think they'll get to be on special teams. Tim Patrick will still be the X receiver in the slot. I think next year, I think you'll see Patrick's only here on a 1-year deal. I think next year you'll see a lot of Isaac Tesla. Second half of this season, I think you could see a lot of it. I'm not gonna. How many? Kyle Allen is the guy I don't understand. What'd you bring him in here for? He threw 2 awful interceptions. In spite of the 2 interceptions, let's look at the first half, because I was keeping score. I'm taking notes. The Lions were well ahead in total yards because of the majority of the yards the Chargers gained were on defense. They had a short field on their first touchdown. What'd they go, 15 or 20 yards? And then they had the interception taken all the way back down inside the 10-yard line. By the way, you notice who made the tackle on that? Craig Reynolds. Now you know why he's on the team. He was the one that made the tackle on that interception. Otherwise, that's a pick 6. So the Lions had I thought they ran the ball well with Craig Reynolds. I thought the offensive line played well. I thought they protected Kyle Allen. The stupid kickoff rule of with a couple of minutes left, the Chargers got the ball at midfield, went down and scored. The second half wasn't much at all. I thought the Lions, except for the 2 picks, 3 turnovers, I thought they played well. I know that's like saying if the Titanic hadn't hit an iceberg, they would have made it to New York City. Well, I guess what I'm saying is I thought the Lions were the better team in the first half. We'll see how it goes. Monday night at 7 on Fox 47 in Atlanta. And by the way, if you haven't heard, Tiger broadcaster Jason Benetti will be doing the play-by-play. His color man will be TJ Lang from the Lions Radio Network. He's the sideline reporter for Dan Miller and Lomas Brown on the Lions Radio Network. Those 2 guys will be in the booth the next 3 games. You got Atlanta Friday night and the next 2 Saturdays. The 16th and the 23rd, I believe, both at Ford Field. The Lions got the Miami Dolphins on the 16th, a 1:00 game, and then the following Saturday they've got the Houston Texans for another 1:00 game at Ford Field. In the 2 weeks leading up to those 2 games, the Lions will be having joint practice sessions with both the Dolphins and the Texans. That's the only chance. The only shot we'll have at seeing the regulars play between now and the start of the regular season will be in those joint practice sessions. Looking forward to that. See what comes out of those. No. If I got you caught up on everything, I think I haven't rant and rave too much about this impending Major League Baseball lockout. There will be a lockout. And it's just my prediction that there won't be any baseball in 2027. And if indeed it does come to fruition, I'm the one that told you about that first. Oh. All right, that's going to do it. Till Wednesday. Don't forget the Time Out show every Saturday morning from 9 to 10 here locally with Andy and Jed on WCSR 92.1 FM. So I'll talk to you all again on Wednesday. So until Wednesday, remember, please treat each other with respect. Have a good rest of your evening. Thank you so much for watching and listening. You don't know how much I appreciate it. So until then, have yourselves a good evening. So long, everybody, and go Tigers. Thanks.